Hey there, in this video I thought I'd take you along as we check out this Fetco LGD-15 air pot, and it's one from our customers, and the reason we have it is because it broke the handle on the spout, so we need to replace that. So now we're going to show you how to do all of that. There's a guard on the front of the sight glass. Pull that up, and then it just comes away, and as you can see, the sight glass is here. There's a nut that's holding it on the top. You really kind of got to get in there and like twist it off. I almost had to get a tool, like a pliers, but you don't really want to do that because you could damage the thing. So you just got to keep going, and eventually it'll come off. Unscrew that, and then simply just pull up on the tube. It's really like a plastic tube, and it's pretty built up with a lot of coffee oils. Next thing we're going to do is remove the spout by pulling off the guard. You just kind of pull it towards you and it slides out. Now to get the actual faucet out, you have to release, there's actually a little release at the bottom that you have to unlock before you can twist out the faucet. Now it's really quite difficult because basically there's gunk that's built up inside and you really have to get some leverage, and that's what I'm using this knife steel for. So just finally leverage down and then just kind of pull it and twist it out, and it just kind of pops out. There it is. So that's, as you can see, the handle's broken off, so it was pretty much rendered useless. Now here's our new one, and that's ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean everything up. I'm going to take the guard and scrub it down with some just soap and water, clean it up, and then let it dry. It's there we go, looking pretty good. Then the tube. Now the tube, I'm just going to use some brushes to get down there and just kind of scrub it. Really, it just takes a little bit of elbow grease, a little bit of soap, a lot of water, and just a bit of scrubbing. Now there's a little bit of a channel around it, so you got to dig that out a little bit more. But once you're done, it's nice and clean. Rinse out the nut, and you're good to go. Just let those dry, and now we're going to go to the actual container itself. So I use OxiClean, the non-perfume type, and hot boiling water. I like to use the hot water to really activate the OxiClean and let it do its thing. Now this whole 7 liters wasn't enough because it's a 1.5 gallon container, so I have to add hot water from the tap. As you can see, the bubbling has already started from the OxiClean. I'm going to fill it up, and I like to fill it over the top. So right there, let that come up here, because we're going to put the collar in as well as the fill tube. As you can see, open that up. So I want to expose everything so that I can fill it even more and get the OxiClean laden water to, you know, just basically soak everything and start doing its thing. Now you can use things like Cafiza or, you know, Ernex, and those are great products too. I tend to use OxiClean. They're essentially the same thing. So the next day, let's open it back up. The OxiClean has done its deal, and it's looking relatively clean. It's going to need some scrubbing and a little bit more soap and water. But let's look inside, and oh yeah, you can kind of see that it's done its thing. The water's kind of cloudy. We're going to dump it out, but the interior is going to be beautifully sparkling clean. So just dump it out. Now it helps to have a good sized scullery sink. As you can see here, it's nice and clean on the inside. So we're just going to scrub it down on the outside, make sure everything has been cleaned up and hopefully looking nice. So it's just a matter of soap and water, and I'm just going to scrub the exterior. You know, a lot of times, you know, some of our customers have a little bit of hard time trying to get everything always kept clean, so we're happy to come in and offer a little bit of extra service to clean up everything and make sure that it's just right and ready to go out again. So there we are, scrubbing it down. Like I said, it's nice to have a scullery sink. This one, because I haven't removed it from its base, is a lot taller. But having a bigger sink like this really helps make cleaning a lot easier than if you were using a smaller sink, of course. So just kind of rinse off the top, Make sure everything's nice and rinsed. Scrub down the guard because that might have a little bit of dirtiness to it. Rinse it out. And yeah, there we go. Looking good, looking good. Now for the interior stem, I'm going to scrub that down too because while that's been soaking, we want to get a little bit more scrubbing done. And as you can see here, there's a little bit of buildup in those crevasses. We want to scrub those out, and there it is. After it's all washed up, give it a quick dry with some clean towels. Put the guard back on, and then we're going to reassemble with the collar and then the stem for the mixing of the brewed coffee, and then we're going to put the guard, the faucet guard back in. You have to lift up the guard a little bit, and there it is. So thanks for watching, and catch you next time.